Welcome to the first version of the Game Development Difficulty Tiers. Just for fun, we're going to rank a random assortment of 15 common game development things that often trip up us game devs. Before we sort them by their difficulty, here they are in alphabetical order. Animation, collisions, doors, finishing, game balance, level design, marketing, online multiplayer, optimization, passing certification, physics, shaders, sound design, tutorials, and user interface. Couple things before we begin. This list is not comprehensive. I know I left out a lot of stuff like QA, narrative, music. Art isn't even on here and I'm an artist. So omissions mean no disrespect. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in future versions. Also, of course, the tier placement is totally arbitrary. It's just me going with my gut, based on my own experience and what I hear other devs saying. The placement is completely subjective and relative to the complexity of any given project. You could just say it depends for every single one of these, right? But instead, let's have some fun and rank them. Let's go! Starting off with S tier, worse than brain melting. This is the everybody hates life when working on these things. What's number one? Doors. Alright, kind of a funny one. This is an interesting one because a lot of game devs see this one and they just nod their heads. A lot of game devs see this and laugh. And a lot of non-game devs ask, like, what's the deal with the doors, right? Why? Why doors? Are they really that bad? Go check out The Door Problem by Liz England. Fantastic article, and it really gives you a big picture on all the problems with doors. So many things to figure out. Funny one. Number two, what do we got? Whoop. Oh, finishing. This one, to me, is the final boss. In my book, How to Make a Video Game All by Yourself, I call this the swarm boss. This comes at you from all sides. Finishing involves everything, right? Like, you gotta fix your bugs, you gotta optimize, you gotta polish your graphics, you gotta finalize sounds, like more QA, all of it. All of it's here in finishing. It's one of the hardest things. So many projects get all the way to the finish line and don't actually cross it. Finishing is deservedly here, top of the list. Number three, marketing. Oh man, everybody struggles with this. I think except for maybe actual marketers. I see a lot of them say it's not that hard if you do it all the time. I think a big reason indies suffer with this one is because they try to shove marketing into everything else. But even those of us who study marketing a lot struggle with it. Really difficult one here. Hard for every single project. Number four, online multiplayer. Oh man, I've worked on a lot of online multiplayer games and boy do I hate it. I miss single player so badly. Everything is so much simpler in the single player world. Online multiplayer, deadly difficult. Hate it, but awesome. Love playing online games. Moving on to the A tier, brain melting. These will destroy your mind. Number five, shaders. Whew, I personally hate shaders. This is another one of those where like a tech artist might tell you shaders aren't that bad, or somebody who's really good at math or low-level programming are like, shaders aren't that bad. I think for the rest of us, shaders are a nightmare because you have to do low-level graphics programming and you have to connect it to other parts of the game. A lot of times shaders are in a totally different language than the rest of the project. There's all these things to figure out with shaders. Really melts my brain. Number six, physics. Like not every game has physics necessarily, right? But the ones that do, man, physics is hard. It's got to be fast. It's got to feel like real life, right? Like that's one of the things that makes physics so hard is you're mirroring reality. And so when it doesn't feel right or doesn't feel good, people really notice. Also plagues 2D and 3D games alike, and they each come with their own difficulties in that regard. Number seven, tutorials. Oh man. Another one where a lot of non-devs were like, are tutorials really that bad? And a lot of devs were nodding their heads like, yeah, tutorials are really difficult. It's because they touch so many different systems, right? Like a tutorial might need to know like about the physics. Like the tutorial will only pop up and notice when certain things happen. Tutorials need to be baked into the level design. The tutorials have to know about data management. There's just a lot of things to keep in mind, and you want it to be kind of invisible to the player, right? Like you don't want the player to really notice this tutorial, like the whole Mega Man thing, right? Like you don't want that stuff. Tutorials, always hard. Also, they often need tweaking, especially after launch. Oh man, I could go on all day about tutorials. Super hard. Tier B, here we go. Extremely difficult. Number 8. Game balance. Oof. Maybe any of these should be higher on the list, right? This is a difficult one. Just making your game fun, making it not too hard in the beginning, not too easy later on, and then and if you're talking about an online multiplayer game, forget about it. Everything is 10x harder. Number 9, user interface. Difficult. Touches so many parts of the game, needs to be fast, needs to get out of your way. Some games have pages and pages of user interface. My wife and I have been playing The Witcher 3 recently, and you have to learn the user interface. There's so many menus and things to navigate through, right? When you think about things like settings, localization makes user interface harder, data management is in here. Yeah, what a beast, user interface. Number 10, level design. Always hard. Hard to do extremely well, right? Sometimes easy just to slap something in that kind of accomplishes the thing the level needs, but really hard to get it right and get it feeling really good. Number 11, animation. Kind of vague here. What are we even talking about? 2D animation, 3D animation, both come with their own difficulties for sure. And there's a big difference between the kind of 2D games that I make and then games like Cuphead, right? Always extremely difficult to get right. Animation, super cool. All right, going down to the very hard tier. Number 12. Optimization. Okay, this is one of the most contested ones. Pretty much everybody is saying bump that up the list, and I completely agree. I put this low-ish on the list, even though I personally am currently going through optimization refactoring with my current Unity project. So yeah, this should be way higher, but optimization is hard because it involves so many different systems. You often have to find clever ways to try to refactor your code to make it behave completely differently, but also have the same kind of end result for the player. A lot of times optimization happens late in a game's development when other systems have already kind of solidified and it's hard to change things. It can be hard to reproduce why people might be having optimization issues in certain areas. What a beast. Number 13, passing certification. This one I added is kind of a nod to console devs. I've never actually shipped a game on console. I don't have much experience with this myself, but I hear it's a real nightmare. It can take months of back and forth figuring certain edge cases out for certain platforms. Like maybe your game works great on PS5, but it struggles on Switch or vice versa. Tough stuff. Number 14, collisions. Always difficult, always very tricky. There's a lot of overlap between collisions and physics, but you don't necessarily have to have physics to have collisions involved. Even collisions with squares and circles can be tricky, but then when you get into more complex shapes, it gets really hard. Number 15, sound design. So kind of an umbrella one I threw up here. I guess this could include music in this context, but I think for future versions, I will add a separate music category and then have sound design have its own category here. I feel like this is one of those disciplines where it's the first pass might be kind of easy-ish as you throw some sounds in and okay, yeah, it's playing sound effects and they sound okay. But then doing it right gets really hard, especially when you think about things like dynamic sound effects, random sound effects, maybe procedural sound effects, 3D spatial audio. There's a lot of hard problems to solve here. And then lastly, the hard tier. What's this? Oh, it's all very hard. The reality is that these all belong on S tier, right? Every single one of these has their own challenges and things that make them super difficult. And everybody's experience is different, and all games are not equal. Some have way more shader work than others. Some need optimization more than others. All of game development is S tier. I will be updating these tiers, so tell me what you want to see added to the list. Tell me what you personally would upgrade or downgrade, and subscribe to this channel so you can catch the next video. Thanks for watching.